travel fans, and welcome back to Travel Ventures. In this episode, I'm going to cover a tour I took this last week with my fiance in San Antonio on the Riverwalk Go RIO River Tours. So with that, I'm going to just let the video play and allow the guide to tell us all about the area of the Riverwalk. I hope that you enjoy, and if you do, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy the tour.
When they called me for my job interview to get this job, I walked right into the office, and as soon as the guy saw me, the guy that was interviewing, he saw me, he says, "You're hired." And I said, "Wait," I said, "What do you mean?" I was like, yeah, you're hired. I was like, "You're not going to ask me no interviewing questions." He said, "No need to." It didn't take me long to figure out why they would hire me so fast like that. The reason why they hired me to do this job is because of this reason right here, right now. I meet the height requirement to work here. I was like, whatever. I was like, yeah. You guys see this guy right here on my right hand side? This is Saint Anthony of Padua. He was gifted to us back in the year 1968 by the country of Portugal. Saint Anthony in Spanish is San Antonio. That's who they named this city, and that's who they renamed this river after as well. Over here on my right hand side, you guys are going to see a beautiful tower behind these trees. It's a little hard to see, but that's a church. That's the St. Joseph Church. It was built back in the year 1968. German immigrants who settled in this area, they wanted a place where they can worship God in their own native language, and that's why they built that church. Until this day, on the first Sunday of every month, that choir still sings in their native language. It is also open to the public, and it is really beautiful inside there if you guys would like to check it out. The building in front of us to my left hand side, the one that says on the top, Hilton Palacio del Rio. It's a hotel that was built back in the year 1968, but can you guys see how big this hotel is? I'll tell you how big it is. It has 500 hotel rooms inside there. What makes this hotel so cool is that they built the entire hotel in less than 7.5 months. They built the entire hotel in 7 months and 12 days to be exact. How did they do that? It's called modular construction. So they built each hotel room about 8 miles away from here. And before they loaded each room in the back of a flatbed truck to bring the room to this location, they already fully furnished the rooms to the bed, the mattress, the blankets, the seats, the pillows, the nights, the bubblegums, the nights, the toilet paper, everything was already set. The rooms, so the time the rooms are allowed to this location. The only thing they had to do was to start the rooms with the crane in place from one end after the other. At the beginning of construction, there was like 10 rooms per day. When the construction, they had constructed, there was like 35 rooms per day. Then they get a Book World Record because they built this hotel so fast. Now, 7 months and 12 days. This hotel is actually, until this day, it's the fastest hotel of its size ever been built. It's also on the cover of the Guinness Book World Record of that same year, 1968. We're going to be making a left over here, but before we make the left, I would like to make a quick stop. The reason why I'm making the stop is because I want to make sure there's no other boat coming to hit us. I'm not trying to catch this thing like the one from that Titanic. Alright, I think we are good. I don't know if you guys been walking around the Riverwalk area or not, but it doesn't matter. The first thing you guys are going to notice is going to be all these Christmas lights hanging from underneath the trees. And you guys are probably going to be wondering what's going on with all these Christmas lights. Well, let me tell you guys, here at the San Antonio Riverwalk, we do not have a homeowners association. So that means that we can keep these Christmas lights all year round if we want to. That's what's happening here. Now, the water from this river comes about 4.5 miles away from here. It comes from the Edward Aquifer. The Edward Aquifer is an underground limestone lake. This lake is so huge. This lake sits underneath our city. That's where the water from this river comes from. Then this river travels 230 miles south, meets with the Guadalupe River, then travels another 30 miles south, and then ends up in the Gulf of Mexico. This is a real river, ladies and gentlemen. This area over here on my right hand side, we have 3 boat tour locations. This will be our second boat tour location. Same boat tour, different location. The only difference between this location and the one you guys got on, it's they don't have me here. That's the only difference. That's why they're sad. They're like, "Pa, where are you?" I'm like, "I'm right here." You guys see this building right here? It goes from over here to all the way over there. This is the one hotel we were just talking about that they built in less than 7.5 months. You guys get a better idea from this area exactly how big this hotel is. This section in front of us, this is called La Villita. La Villita in English means little village. This is the oldest neighborhood here in San Antonio. It was established back in the year 1722. What happened was Spanish soldiers who were stationed at La Misión San Antonio de Valero, better known now as the Alamo. Those Spanish soldiers settled here the year 1722. That was 301 years ago to be exact. These green looking stairs in front of us, this is the Arneson River Theater. It was established back in the year 1941. It has capacity for 800 people. They have concerts over here, they have comedy clubs. The river boat parades are broadcast from this area. They have at least 150 different events here per year. If you guys look to my right hand side, this is the stage right over here. Are you guys familiar with the movie Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock? If you guys remember that movie, there was a part in that movie where Miss Sandra Bullock was doing a bikini competition. She was in this very same exact stage. If you guys remember that part very well, when Miss Sandra Bullock was on top of this stage doing her bikini competition, there was a part where she winks and then she giggles. That's because she saw me driving by on my boat. I'm not making this up, guys. Next time you guys see that movie and you see Miss Sandra Bullock doing that, you guys gonna be like, yeah, that was Bob right there. That was Bob breaking hearts. Still remember like it was yesterday. Let's get out of here. Do you guys see those statues over there in front of us? The statue of the bulls and the cowboy on the back of the horse. They look like a scene from the Wild Wild West. The building right behind it, that's the Briscoe Western Army Museum. They opened their doors back in the year 2013. They have a lot of cool artifacts in here. They have the last known horse out of Pancho Villa, the ceremonial sword of General Santa Anna. They even have a diagram of what the entire Alamo compound used to look like. But this same building's been here since the year 1930. In the year 1930, it used to be the public library. You guys see this bridge in front of us? That's the Presa Bridge. Only 10 of these bridges here in the United States. 5 of them are here in Texas, and we are so lucky we got 3 of them right here at the San Antonio Riverwalk. What makes this bridge so special is that it was made in Berlin, Connecticut. Just a quick reminder, everybody, please remain seated. This bridge hangs very, very low, and I need to make sure to align the boat right in the center of this opening so nobody hits their head. So a couple of weeks ago, I had the national basketball team. They came on the boat tour with me. Right when we were going underneath this bridge, I had to tell all those guys to lay down. Underneath this bridge is where most people get free haircuts. Do you guys see the black tape over there in front of us? That's the Father Massonet tape. It was gifted to us back in the year 1991 by a local artist, and it was to commemorate the first Catholic event that took place here at the river over 300 years ago by Father Massonet. This tape was sitting on top of an island. The name of this island is Marriage Island. Over 300 couples get married in this island per year. If you guys look at this island from above, the roots of this cypress tree make the island look like it's in the shape of a heart. If you guys would have been here during Valentine's Day, there was a crazy long line of couples trying to get on top of this island either to get married or to propose. I was at the end of the line. I told my girl, this line is too long, let's go sit at the bar and stay. We're about to miss happy hour. Anyways, I don't know what happens. He hasn't called me or texted me back ever since. I'm confused. Okay, now that we're out of that area over there where there's low-hanging bridges and too many tight turns, this section in front of us is like a freeway to me. And these boats are so fast they reach top speed as quick as 5 seconds. Does anybody want to see how fast this boat is? Yeah. Yes? Here it goes. Pero to the mero. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, and children, we have reached full speed. Push it to the limit. I'm not making this up, guys. I wish I was lying. We're really going as fast as we can. Some people worry sometimes when they see dogs swimming in front of the boat. They think we're going to run them over. And you know what? I try. I just can never get to them. They're too fast. This building on my left-hand side with the big beautiful flag all the way on the top of the building, that's the Tower Life building. It was built back in the year 1929 by the Smith John brothers. It cost them $3 million to build this tower, but those brothers were very, very superstitious. If you guys look at the lower portion of the building above the tree line, you guys are gonna see some ugly looking faces. Those things are called grotesques. The reason why they put those ugly faces there is because supposedly they were off evil spirits and bad business, but they did not work. The same year that they completed this tower, 1929, that's when the stock market crashed, and that was the beginning of a really bad era. So 3 years later, the Smith-Young brothers had to sell the entire building for just $300,000. Now, I'm not good at math. I'm only good at math when I'm getting my paycheck. Then I'm like Albert Einstein doing some algebra, just trying to figure out where half of my paycheck went. And I think it's called the IRS. The IRS. This is the only eight-sided building here in San Antonio. The style of that building is neo-Gothic. The building sits empty for now, but by next year they're going to be building condos inside there. So if you guys looking to move to the Riverwalk area, condos will be available for sale. And if you guys leave your windows open, you guys are going to get to hear me every day. You guys see the red building in front of us? That's the Bayhart County Courthouse, oldest continuously operating courthouse in the state of Texas. It was built back in the year 1897. They used local Texan granite, red sandstone, green, and red roof tile. The style of that building is Romanesque Revival. If you guys look at over here, everybody look at this way. This is a different angle to look at the tower we were just talking about. Some people say it looks like a giant boat coming towards us. I can kind of see that a little bit. Some people say it looks just like the Titanic. Nah, I know they got mental problems. Some of those people that say it looks just like the Titanic, some of them even say that they stay quiet long enough right about this area, they say they can even hear that horse of the Titanic. Now I know they completely lost it. Only crazy people can hear that. You can see these markings on these little walls over here on both sides of the boat. So there's a floodgate that sits underneath of us right now. When we're having some heavy rains, it'll be 2 floodgates that will close. This is one of them. These 2 floodgates are the ones that keep this whole area that we've been on away from flooding. The section that we just entered right now, this is the deepest part of the river. This is the flood channel, 19 feet deep right over here. But don't you guys worry, I did tell you guys earlier we had life jackets on this boat. What I did forgot to tell you is that I only have 2 of them, and one of them is mine. Back in the year 1921, we had a really bad flood right here in the downtown area. The water rose 10 feet above the street level. It killed over 50 people and it cost millions of dollars in damages. Then along came an architect, a guy with the name of Robert Huckman. He is the one who designed the flood channel and the floodgate system. Everything was finally completed in the year 1941 at a cost of only $430,000. That's how the architect earned the title of Father of the Riverwalk. You guys see the bridge behind me? You guys gonna see some shiny looking things on top of the bridge. Those are locks. They call that bridge the Love Lock Bridge. Oh, so beautiful. So what happens is couples get a lock, they put their initials on the back of the lock, they put the lock on top of the bridge, and then they toss the key on the river. Supposedly when they do, they last their love forever. I'm about to show you guys the oldest cathedral in the state of Texas, and it's actually one of the oldest cathedrals in the entire United States. It's going to be a little hard to see, but I'm going to point out it for you guys, just in case you guys would like to check it out later on today, come for a walk or something. It's going to be over here across this main plaza on the back part of it, like right about this angle direction over here.
Oh, I see it.
That's the San Fernando Cathedral. It was built back in the year 1731, almost 300 years old. King Philip V from Spain invited 16 families to come here to San Antonio. Those 16 families came from the Canary Islands. They're the ones who built the cathedral. Until this day, it's still open to the public, and every day of the week except for Mondays. They have this really cool light laser show in front of the cathedral. It shows, one show is at 9 p.m., the other one is at 9:30 p.m. The shows last about 15 minutes and they're free. That's the best part, and I promise you it's worth the walk. The tree in front of us, that's the biggest and the oldest tree right here, the San Antonio Riverwalk. We call it the Van Mylen tree. Some people say it's about 400 years old, 100 feet tall, and it has a diameter of 25 feet, 4 feet off the ground. There is a legend that says that back in the year 1835, there was a Mexican sniper who climbed all the way to the top of the tree. That Mexican sniper was up there for a couple of days. He is the one who shot and killed Benjamin Mylen. This green structure in front of us, remember I told you there was 2 floodgates that keep this area away from flooding? This is the second one. The only difference between this one and the other one is this one comes up from the top to the bottom like a car garage door. Does anybody has any question? No, good, thank you. Let's move along, everybody. Let's move along. The building right next to the bridge in front of us to my left-hand side. Back in the year 1921, it used to be the CPS building. That's where San Antonians will come and pay their utility bills. But I know you guys don't want to talk about utility bills right now. Well, guess what? Me neither. I haven't paid mine in months. Be sure on cash, okay? But instead I want to talk about a cooler building anyways. This one right here on my right hand side. This is the Squire Tavern. This is the oldest bar right here at the San Antonio Riverwalk. They opened their doors in the year 1933. In fact, they opened their doors as a fully stacked bar exactly 5 minutes right after Prohibition ended. 5 minutes before Prohibition ended, it used to be a barber shop. They said that some people will come and get haircuts here 7 days a week. And I believe the stories, I do. They have the longest wooden bar top in the state of Texas, over 100 feet long. This is where you guys can find Bob every day after work. I'm just kidding. I actually have another job after this one. In my other job, I'm a babysitter. I gotta babysit my kids. You guys see this boat over here in front of us? That's our third and last boat tour location. Same boat tour, different location. You guys see the people inside the boat? You know what we call them? Tourists. You know what I call you guys? Celebrities. You guys are VIPs right here at the San Antonio Riverwalk, and that's why you guys get nothing but the best. That's why you guys ended up here with me today. This building right here on my right hand side, it was built back in the year 1926. This is the Aztec movie theater. Back in those years, they used to play the state-of-the-art movies in here, but those movies are no longer state-of-the-art, and that's why the movie theater went out of business. The type of movies that they used to play in here, they were black and white silent movies. Nobody wants to go watch a Spider-Man in there. Anyways, the building is still open. They have concerts over there. They have comedy clubs or different special events, just not movies. This cream color building right here on my right hand side, this is the Moncara Hotel. But before it became a hotel, back in the year 1901, it used to be Frank's Saddle Company. They used to build horse saddles inside this building. Back in the year 1901, they were the largest horse saddle company in the United States. During World War I, they had over 500 employees who were working day and night building horse saddles for the United States Cavalry. Building on my left hand side, back in the year 1853, it used to be St. Mary's School for boys. Only boys were allowed to come to the school back in those years. Who came up with that idea? Anyways, then the school got too big, they got too many alumni, they had to move the campus a few blocks away from here, and then somehow, eventually, it became St. Mary College. This building reopened their doors back in the year 1968 as La Mansion del Rio Hotel. But the building I really want to talk to you guys about is the really tall building behind this one. Take a really good look at that building, so I'm about to show you something really cool. Okay, now that you guys seen it, I'm about to show you guys an optical illusion. That entire building is about to disappear. You guys are wondering how? It's about to disappear because we're about to be going underneath this bridge in front of us. What happened? Disappear. If you guys look to my left hand side, look at side chicken, as soon as we come out of the other side, it's gonna look like one freestanding wall in exactly 3 seconds. 3, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4. Last, and at least 1. Now that building right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Knicks Hospital. The Knicks Hospital was built back in the year 1930. In the year 1930, the Knicks Hospital was the first and the only hospital in the entire nation to have air conditioning. There was no other hospitals with air conditioning before this one. A lot of famous people have been born there. Carol Burnett, she's an actress, singer, comedian, she was born there. Michelle Rodriguez from the Fast and the Furious, she was born there too. Carol Baskin from the TV show Tiger King, she was not born there. The hospital closed their doors back in the year 2019. A hotel company now owns that building. What about this building in front of us? This is the Hyatt Regency Hotel. It was built back in the year 1981. Before they built this hotel, they had to do some shadow testing. Why would they do shadow testing? That's because they didn't want this building to cast a shadow over the Alamo. After all the shadow testing was done, they realized that 16 stories is the highest they could go. That's where it sits at now, 16-story high hotel. The lobby of this hotel links the Riverwalk with the Alamo Plaza. If you guys walk through their lobby, you guys are gonna find the most beautiful lobby here at the San Antonio Riverwalk. They have a series of gardens, water fountains, and waterfalls. Some of them even represent the earlier water system that the Spaniards have built down here back in the 1700s. If you guys look through the window, they even have a miniature version of the Lovelock Bridge inside there. Oh, so beautiful. This building over here on my right hand side in front of us, that's the Casino Club. That's the only casino right here at the San Antonio Riverwalk. Everybody gets so happy when I say casino. I see some people start shaking, they can't wait to go there and gamble. Stop it right now. I'll tell you why. It's just the name, it's not a real casino. There's no gambling inside there. In fact, the upper level of this building is an apartment complex. If you guys want to move to those apartments, you guys need to put your name on a waiting list, and you're going to be waiting anywhere from 5 to 7 years. But if you only go to the first level, then it's going to be a 15 to 20 minute wait time because the first level is just a restaurant. Talking about restaurants, if you guys want to have dinner in one of our boats later on today, come talk to some of these restaurants. They give you more information. They can even get you set up. If you guys want to go on a drinking tour, same exact thing. The biggest margarita here at the San Antonio Riverwalk is 60 ounces, over 13 shots of tequila. Then when sold to a single adult, has to be 2 adults to purchase it. If you guys need help, call me. I'll come with you. We'll get it together and we'll party all night long. It's gonna be over here on my left-hand side at the Lone Star Restaurant. Now, these restaurants are mixed between Mexican and American food. Around here, we call it Tex-Mex. If you guys want original Mexican food, it's gonna be right here on my right-hand side. How do I know it's original? It says it right in the front. Alright. If you guys want authentic Chinese Mexican food, it's gonna be this other restaurant right over here. If you guys want authentic Italian Mexican food, it's this one to my left-hand side. I'm sure you guys already got the point. Welcome to San Antonio. Mexican food everywhere. There's like 45 Mexican restaurants in this little area right over here. How do I know? I count them the other day. This tiny little building right here on my right-hand side, this is the Clifford building. Back in the year 1941, the architect of the Riverwalk, Mr. Robert Huckman, decided to put his office in this tiny little building on the river level. The only reason why he did that is because he wanted to show other business owners that this area was going to be safe from flooding. And it worked, because not too long after that, finally the first restaurant opened their doors here at the San Antonio Riverwalk in the year 1946. It's going to be Casa RIO on my right-hand side. Can any of you guys take a wild guess and tell me what kind of restaurant this is? Lebanese Mexican. It's a Mexican restaurant. You guys guessed that right. This is Mexican restaurant number 372 right here at the San Antonio Riverwalk. Just kidding. This Mexican restaurant was actually built on land that was granted by the King of Spain back in the year 1777. So this whole section we've been on pretty much this entire time, it is a natural river and it does have a natural river bed. This section we're about to enter right now does not. This is actually a man-made area. This is an extension that was added to the river right before the year 1968. That's because in the year 1968 we had the World Hemisphere here in San Antonio. This fair lasted 6 months and over 7 million people came to town for that event. They needed to, the Henry V. Gonzalez Convention Center is up that way. They needed to find a faster way to transport those 7 million people coming and leaving the Henry V. Gonzalez Convention Center back to their hotel rooms and restaurants along the Riverwalk area. They transported those 7 million people on top of boats and gondolas. The whole bottom of this section is made out of concrete. It's about 4 to 5 feet deep. You can see the building in front of us, the one right next to it, the one with the 2 needles sticking out of the top of the building. If you haven't guessed it by now, it's the Marriott Hotel. It says it right on the top. It was built back in the year 1988. But before they built the Marriott Hotel, there used to be another hotel in the same exact location. The name of the other hotel is the Fairmont Hotel. That hotel was built back in the year 1906. It is a historic building. We cannot demolish historic buildings around here. You know what the Marriott did? They left the entire Fairmont Hotel, loaded up in top of $36 and rolled it down the street 6 blocks away from here. Now the Fairmont Hotel sits on the corner of South Alamo and Nueva Street. It's on the Guinness Book World Record for being the largest building ever moved on public streets. They moved that building back in the year 1985. It took them 6 entire days to just roll the building down the street. They were moving the building at a speed of half a mile an hour. What's crazy about the whole story is that the Fairmont Hotel is still open. You can still book your rooms online. You can spend the night there. Same hotel, same building, same name, same everything. There's only one thing that they changed. Their address. Over here on my right-hand side of the street level, you guys gonna see a tower. That's the Tower of the Americas. Second tallest observation tower in the United States. 750 feet tall. On the top they have an observation deck, a bar, and a restaurant that spins around every hour. Okay guys, I gotta talk to you guys about the most important statue of all. So enough with the jokes. I'm gonna tell you why she's the most important statue of all. This one right in front of us. This is called the Stargazer. So she was gifted to us last year by a Mexican artist named Pedro Reyes. She's made out of volcanic rock. She is 16 feet tall. Can you guys see what she's holding in her hand? A star. That star is made out of marble. As we get close, if you guys look at the center of the star, there's a tiny little hole in the center of the star. So she's looking inside the tiny little hole. She's looking through the tiny little hole. What she's trying to see, what she's trying to figure it out, it's when the Dallas Cowboys are gonna make it to the Super Bowl. And then she look all sad. She said, "Wait, I don't see nothing here." Alright guys, some of you guys might have realized by now we're back to where we started. If you guys know what that means, it means this is the end of this boat tour. Please everybody remain seated at all times. I will let you guys know when it's safe to stand up and exit the boat. All I want to say, thank you very much guys for coming along this boat tour. Really appreciate you guys allowing me to be your boat captain for today. Last but not least, tips are accepted and they'll be greatly appreciated. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day here at the San Antonio River Walk. And the car goes wild. Thank you guys.